it's Erica.
And Jess. Welcome back to
Twin
Aura Knits.
Yay.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We are doing our 400
subscriber giveaway
and Q&A. Yes. We're very excited.
Thank you for always tuning in and commenting and
being all around awesome people. So yeah, do you want to?
So we're just gonna jump on into the questions, and then after the questions, we're gonna kind of show what we're gonna give away, and we're just gonna jump right into it. So we put on Instagram a Ask Us Anything questions, and we got just a handful of them. So we're just kind of gonna answer those now. Are you excited?
I am. Let's do this.
All right. So first up is how you got into knitting.
How I got into knitting.
Yes.
Okay, so
I'll let her go first because she really started knitting first, and then I was like, I want to do that. Technically.
So I started knitting because my therapist said it would be a good idea to help manage my anxiety, because it was something that you could focus your mind into and your hands into.
And it was a grounding, tactile
thing.
Experience.
So I picked it up in high school, and then I stopped knitting, as you do. I picked it up again in college, as you do, and I stopped until about, what, 2 years ago, a year ago?
No, we picked it up a year in October. Yeah.
Yeah.
So mine, because I was jealous, because that happens when you're twins, you get jealous. I was jealous of Jess knitting all the time.
The most ugliest, longest garter stitch scarf.
It was blue.
Never end.
It was this blue scarf with these red stripes, and I was just so jealous. So I bought my own needles and bought terrible yarn. I shouldn't say terrible. It was, I will never forget this. There's a store in town called D&K, and it's like a dollar store.
Yeah.
And I bought, I say it's awful yarn because it was not what you want as a beginner at all. And it was kind of like, I don't want to say a boucle yarn, but it was kind of like a worsted weight, really kind of fuzzy boucle.
What color was it? I'm trying to think.
It was like a rusty brown, a rusty orange, a mustard. It had a little pop of blue in it. It was just like one of those big old Lion Brand Red Heart Saver things.
Got it.
And
I really don't remember this yarn at all.
I just made the longest scarf, again, of life, just practicing. Picking up stitches, not realizing picking up stitches, making it start. I think I started out with 16 stitches and made it big and had it come in and come out. And then I added a different yarn, so it was like 8 different colors. And I was one of those people that like added charms to it. So like I would find little charms and like add to it. So it was like this mishmash of stuff. Thinking it was cool because Project Runway was a thing. Like the first season of Project Runway was out, and we were like,
we're
we just want to make, And then I made a couple little projects, like little coin purses and things. And then I stopped knitting. I was always the weird girl in school, because we went with the school that we went to. This is gonna be a long ass video. I'm sorry. The school that we went to was primarily a sports school.
Yeah, always.
And I was just the girl who had these giant knitting needles with this yarn, and I would be walking around to classes with my knitting.
Yeah.
But just funny because I so embrace that now.
Yeah,
that is my identifier.
Yeah.
And
literally, we have new bios at work, and under special skills, it says speak Spanish and knits. That's under my special skills for my bio at work now, guys.
Love it.
Yeah.
And then we picked it back. I stopped knitting, and then we picked it back up in college. But that's because we had an amazing weaving and fibers class.
Yeah.
So we learned how to weave on the floor loom and re-knit. So we realized we realized then
that we
in
were
college
people.
that we were not only craftspeople, but we were twisting our stitches.
Oh, yeah.
So we unlearned things
Mm-hmm.
and learned properly.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were because we taught ourselves, we were knitting through the back loop. And then
Fun times.
And then we got onto Ravelry, I think, at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But then never used it.
Yeah, because we only literally knew how to make a scarf, and that was it.
Yeah. And it wasn't until October
Now
where
we were like, we're gonna make a sweater, dang it.
Yes.
Even if it kills us and
Yes.
it takes us forever.
Yes.
So
That was like the goal, and we did it that was the first thing. And now we've exploded into all sorts of things.
I know.
Which you've seen
Yeah.
on our podcast.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So really.
So that was a long answer to the how you got into knitting.
That's how we got into knitting.
That's how we got into knitting. Okay. The next question is favorite things to listen to or watch while you knit.
Ooh,
So many things.
so many things. But also, I have like my top 3 that I go to all the time. Do you wanna start?
No, I want you to do first, and then because I'm reading the questions.
Okay.
I think my voice, then your voice, then my voice.
Okay. So I really like to watch things that I've already seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll either watch Velvet
Mm-hmm.
from Netflix, which is a Spanish like love story.
Drama.
Yeah, it's really good because I've seen it so many times. I can like have it on in the background while I knit.
Mm-hmm. It's a Spanish drama, so if you wanted to watch it, I don't think that one has English dub, but it does have English subtitles.
Yes. Or I watch Money Heist.
Yeah, Jessica's obsessed with Money Heist.
I love Money Heist so much. Which is also a Spanish thing.
But that does have an English dub.
But that one does have an English dub. It's really good. Or we listen to I listen to
Lots of podcasts.
to knitting podcasts, or I listen to like Star Wars orchestra mixes on YouTube.
Yeah. So I am a weirdo.
I think we've already established that
I
we
know.
are weirdos.
I know. Okay. This is true confession times.
Now it's her confessions.
Yes, that's true confession time. So when I like to knit, if I'm not knitting in silence.
Oh yeah, I knit in silence a lot too.
Because sometimes my work day is so hectic,
Mhm.
and answering phone calls and being the only one in my department.
Yeah.
And I have to take care of every single person, every phone call, every email. It's a lot. So
Mhm,
silence is sometimes key. I will either listen to the Hamilton
I knew it.
soundtrack.
Because I hear it in my room.
Oh, it's so good. Hamilton soundtrack, or I'll watch it on Disney Plus
Mhm.
because it's nice to glance up and see Lin-Manuel Miranda and Leslie Odom Jr. Love them.
Yeah.
Or I will listen to old episodes, and this is like knitting podcasts because I feel like we've become friends
Mhm.
because I feel like we've become friends. But Katie Jacks,
Yeah.
listen to them. I'll listen to all the old episodes.
Yeah, me too.
On repeat sometimes. I'll listen to old episodes of Christy Glass knits.
Or the Chelsea Pearls.
Or the Chelsea Pearls. I miss them.
Me too.
I miss their shenanigans and their witty banter. I miss them.
Yes, and I miss the intro.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just saying this because I'm being selfish, but just once for one of these vlogs, can we have a old style, Red Bank Mike style vlog?
Oh.
And like intro, just
Yeah.
once.
That would be awesome.
That would make me so happy.
So good.
I think that's really it. I mean, like, I will watch.
Oh, are we watch the Oliver Twix?
Oh yes, I do. I really. That's like a whole different thing. I'll either watch America's Next Top Model,
Yeah.
the old episodes. Like, I really like cycles anywhere from 1
Yeah.
to about
9, 8.
12.
Okay.
I think once they got rid of Jay Manuel
I was done.
and Nigel Barker, I'm out. I don't care. I did watch one season with Kelly Catrone. I liked her, but I have no interest in rewatching those.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch on YouTube Oliver Twix. He does behind the scenes interviews with these models, these girls who were on this show. And it is wildly entertaining. They're like
really
an hour and a half long
Or more.
or more. And it's just really interesting. It's just interesting because it's fashion.
Well, not only that, but you also get a peek behind the curtain.
Yes, so it's like not only is it fashion, but it's also, when you're watching the show, you're like, it's a TV show, this is reality. But it's not really reality because it's production, right? So like you're hearing all of these like crazy behind the scenes stories with these girls, and so good. I mean, my favorite cycle, I think, is cycle 9.
Really?
I've rewatched all of them. And yes, cycle 9 is my favorite.
And which one was cycle 9's winner?
Cycle 9, Celicia.
Oh.
So I was not down, like, not that I wasn't down with the winner, but they had the best episodes, the craziest photos. I really enjoyed Heather and Jenna.
Yeah, they were
I
good.
loved them. Those are my girls. I remember back in the day when it first came out, I was rooting for them. And still, even though I know that those girls make it as far as they make it, in case you haven't watched it, I know it's older, but I don't want to spoil it. In case you want to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
I still love them, and I still find myself rooting for them. So hearing their stories, there's also the short cycle that I really enjoy.
That one was good too.
I mean, Top Model is slightly problematic
and iconic at the same time.
So that is what I really have been knitting to. I know that this is like a long, you're just gonna get long explanations because we're just chatty girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Sorry.
right.
And that's what I like to listen to. I forgot about the Top Model because that's just now my thing. My next question. It says, does your day job make you want to have all the glasses? I'm an optician for those who don't know. And the answer is, what makes you think I don't already have all of them? Just kidding.
It's true though.
It's kind of true. So I've been an optician for about 8 years now. Almost 9.
Wow, time flies.
I know. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Once you are in the business and you see all of the stuff and you're around it all the time, you get desensitized to styles. So when I first started out, I really loved the really big, thick, horn-rimmed glasses, like the Buddy Holly style. I also loved the brow line look. I was obsessed with cat eyes. I'm sure you've seen me in some cat eyes. And then I got these aviators. But honestly, like, I have a pretty decent collection, but nothing is
kooky.
And nothing is kooky enough. I work in a primarily older practice, so I have to be aware of keeping things fun, funky, and fresh, and still obtainable to essentially Midwestern America, at least my town. But I'm just gonna have a moment here. I know people hate these glasses, and I live for them. Have you seen the upside down Gucci cat eye glasses? They're cat eye glasses, but the points come down. They look like teardrops.
I'm gonna say no,
Oh,
because I feel like I would hate them.
You would hate them.
Yeah.
I love them because they are so different. That was the one thing that I was just like, ooh, yes, that's different. I've seen so many different styles, so many different brands. Vision Expo is like a dream. Like, you go in and it's just all the new, all the bright, all the fun. So yeah, I know that was like a random question, but I had to, it was so fun because I am obsessed with eyewear. I really am.
She literally sometimes buys shoes or shirts that has eyes in them.
Yeah.
And I keep trying to convince her to knit the eyeball shawl.
I know.
So
I know. I feel like I want to, but I also don't want to because.
But why though?
It's a big. I don't know.
But
yes,
you totally should though.
I
How
know.
cute would that be?
I know. I do love, like, it's funny. I do love eyes and eyeballs and things because I think it's funny. I think we're the only profession that really does. Like, we all love eyeglasses and sunglasses and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for that question. I thought that was fun. And then, question for Jess. Why were you a Give the Kids the World Village alumni? And then they also really enjoy our podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I was a Give the Kids the World alumni because I actually have a heart condition that's called Holmes heart, so I only have 3 chambers in my heart instead of 4. And yeah, that's why I'm an alum. I got to go to Disney on a wish.
On a Make-A-Wish.
On a Make-A-Wish. So yeah, that place is really special to me. Disney is very special to me.
Yeah, for that reason.
For that reason.
There's a lot of childhood memories that are very...
So this jersey is actually a Disney Make-A-Wish special one that they came up for the 75th partnership, or the 70th year partnership together, and I had to get it. And it's also just blue, so
it is just blue. We're both kind of wearing just blue.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's why I'm an alum.
And it was the best.
And it was the best.
Okay, so someone asked, what's your favorite comic? We're gonna say it on the count of 3.
What if it's not the right one?
It has to be the same one.
Okay.
1.
My favorite comic.
Yes. What was the comic that was like the comic that got us all into comics?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's our favorite comic.
Okay, ready?
Should I go grab it? It's right there.
Okay.
So our favorite comic on the count of 3 is
good.
1, 2, 3.
Batgirl. That is my favorite comic book. That's the one that got us into comic books to begin with.
Yeah.
Was the soft reboot with Babs Tarr, Cameron Stewart, and Brendan Fletcher.
Yes.
Which we have met. I've met 2, she's met 1.
Yeah. But you know what? It was totally worth it.
So good.
So good.
But yeah, it was just, you know, when they redesigned her costume, it looked more like Yvonne Craig's costume from 1966. But she also had like a cool leather motorcycle jacket and yellow Doc Martens.
And like leggings. So I identified very much with the redesign. And that made me want to collect comics. Which is exactly, I was the target demographic.
Oh, 100%.
100%. So and
it was like nice, we got in like in that nice little bubble of when there was like really great
women,
female characters and writers.
And redesigns. Like Spider-Gwen happened during Spider-Verse. The Black Canary got redesigned, which is my end all be all. The new She-Hulk. Gwenpool was a thing. So that's what really got us into the comics. Yeah. And we fell deeper and deeper into the hole.
So good.
So I'm just gonna let you know, in case you're interested, we should put a link in the bio. We also did like a comic book YouTube channel for a little bit. I was blonde and Jessica had longer blue hair. And
I haven't changed.
Jessica hasn't changed. I have changed a lot. I still had long hair, but it was blonde.
I mean, let's be real. When we were watching...
but it has all of our comic book adventures.
It does.
In case you're interested. If not, that's okay. No worries. It's just us talking about nonsense like we do here. It's great.
Yeah, for real. But when we were first watching Christy's first Rhinebeck video, when I saw the Arachne, my initial thought was Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
So even in knitting, my nerdiness was like, I need to make that sweater.
Which leads us into the next question.
Oh, perfect.
Which was, sorry. Which is, have you ever knit anything inspired by a comic, IG colors, or style? So
far, not yet.
Not yet. But we have so many plans.
Yes, there's a Wonder Woman sweater that I've been meaning to knit.
Yes.
And you would think with the pushback of this movie
that
I
she
would have had it done, but that didn't happen. So we're just gonna go ahead and try to plan it for the 3rd movie because they're getting another movie. And then there's the Spider-Gwen one that I want to do, or the Spider-Man one that I want to do. But now I'm
or the Guardians of the Galaxy mixtape tea that we could possibly do.
I know, but now I kind of want to do like an Agatha-inspired one because I'm obsessed with WandaVision.
Yes. There is this, obscure comic book that unless you really are into the whole comics and like slightly fashion, that it's not really like it's self-published.
Yeah, it's not really a mainstream.
No,
but it is.
it's a Image comic book. It's called Snot Girl. Yes, you heard me right. Snot Girl.
So good,
She
though.
is an indie, so the whole point of this comic is she is an indie blogger. She's like a fashion blogger, and it's her life, and she has terrible allergies, and she takes these pills, and still at this point, I think 3 volumes have come out, and I still don't know where the story's going, but I'm here for the ride.
Yeah.
So, yes.
But
so, like, it's really interesting. I don't want to spoil anything in case you're interested, but it's written by
Brian Lee O'Malley.
Brian Lee O'Malley, sorry. I was thinking of his Instagram name.
Who actually wrote Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim versus the World and Seconds, if you have read that. And then Leslie Hung is the artist behind it, and she does the most beautiful illustrations.
Yeah, it's really
which, being like an art nerd, I was all about. It's actually like up there. That was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I'll bring it down so you can see it. It's called Snot Girl. And
so
it's just so good.
Her hair is so magical.
I know. So part of me wants to dye my hair green to be like Lottie. Lottie's the main character. But there is, in the regular edition of the first #1, she is wearing like this kind of like fuzzy pink boa fur type sweater.
Or coat.
And I think the Like a Bird sweater from Loopy Mango is going to be the perfect thing. So once I knit it and I do the fringe with, the fringe along with the Katie Jacks girls, because they keep saying that they're going to do it. So I'm going to do it with them because I want to make that sweater. I'm going to take that photograph.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
To look like the comic.
It's going to be good.
So that's going to be like bling, 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 bling.
Yeah.
Thank you for that question. That made me really so excited and happy.
I know.
And colors?
It's nice. It's nice to share another part of our life and our nerdiness.
Yes.
That's not just knitting, but is with knitting.
Yes.
So.
And also, if you go deep in my feed, I sometimes dress myself with my knits, like comic book characters sometimes. So there's one that I did I was inspired by the Birds of Prey. So by Harlequin's colors with the jumpsuit, that roller derby jumpsuit. And it's not the best, but I did wear it to work, and it made me happy. The end. Okay.
Maybe we should do that.
More often, I know. And then someone asked us the dream project.
Ooh, a dream project.
I know what mine is.
You can go.
My dream project would be the Winslow sweater in Clinton Hill Cashmere. I've seen it. I think it's beautiful. I think it is chic. I haven't bought any yarn for it yet, because if I do decide, I'm going to buy ball by ball and then wait till I have the amount, because the price of the sweater is
crazy
intense.
Yeah.
But I haven't decided the color yet. That would be my dream project. How about you? She's gonna pick a better one and make me look stupid.
That's not true. That is so not true.
And it's okay.
I'm like, my dream project sweater is the one that I want to design.
Oh yeah, your melt sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
see, already so much of a better answer.
It's just
#1, this sweater, I've seen the sketches, looks amazing.
Yeah.
#2, she's just got to sit down and try to figure it out. For someone who has never really written a knitting pattern, I think she's trying to figure it out how it's going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Because that's because it doesn't exist yet. And I want, like, in my head, it looks so good. And I just want it with big voluminous sleeves. And I just want it. So yeah, so that's my dream project sweater.
Okay, that's a good one. Knitting pet peeves. I don't think I have any knitting pet peeves.
Ripping back.
Oh yeah, I hate ripping back.
That's my pet peeve. Oh no, I take it back. Not ripping back, is when you know you've made a mistake, but you don't think about it in the moment, but then looking back, you realize that's when you made the mistake, and then you have to rip back to that spot. I was talking to my coworker about this, and I was like, it's knit tuition. You should just take a moment and, like, look at your project, because if it feels wrong, it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my pet peeve.
Mine
is not listening to my knit tuition.
Yeah, mine would probably be not putting in a lifeline when I know I should.
Yeah.
Because I've messed up my brioche and had to rip all the way back. I had to rip out all of it.
Yeah.
And start over.
How many times? Like 4?
Too many.
Yeah.
And then for my lace project. But I mean, honestly, like, those are just things that I'm just thinking about off the cuff. Because we really didn't, we kind of took the questions, but we didn't really go over them. So we weren't, like, prepared with things. We just kind of want this to be authentic and off the cuff. But I don't want to say we don't knit enough to have knitting pet peeves.
Excuse me. I'm like, I'm
like, I don't know what
you can tell you're getting old when you sit like a little kid and it starts to hurt.
Oh no. I don't know. Like, I can honestly say I don't know what a knitting pet peeve would be, because it's not like we knit with people right now. So we started knitting right before the pandemic, and we don't knit in a group.
Right. We just knit with each other.
We just knit with each other. And
oh, no, another one is when you're trying to count and someone is trying to talk to you.
Oh,
that's another pet peeve.
That's a good one.
And I'm just like, can you just not right now?
Can we just say we're teaching my mom to knit socks?
Yes, and she's doing so good.
And she now knows you do not talk when you count. Yeah. She now knows.
So that's good. That's
good.
Something.
Also, okay, I said I didn't know pet peeves. I do have a pet peeve.
Okay, go for it.
When someone says, oh, could you make me one?
Oh, yeah.
How would it be, like $40?
Would you can I commission you?
Can I commission you for $40 to make that sweater? And I'm over here like, one of the skeins was $36. So in order to make my own money back, it would need to be X amount, you know. And I keep saying this, but going to art school and learning how to price your own handwork was drilled into us.
Yeah.
It's, you know, time versus cost versus materials versus everything equals wholesale and then retail, right? So I'm just like, no, I will not make you this. No, I do not commission. No. And I'm also a very, very, very selfish knitter.
Yeah.
I will not knit for anybody else.
Which brings us to our next question.
Who asked, when are you going to knit me a hat or socks? I love you, never going to happen.
Yeah, love you, but no.
Never going to happen. Sorry, I'm just making sure.
I'm like, unless I find you knit-worthy.
So Jess has knit for coworkers.
Yes.
I will not.
I knitted Christmas presents and the sweater for my boss's daughter.
Yeah. But I will not. I will not make you a pair of socks. I will not knit another shawl for you.
I learned my lesson because I was like, I felt like I couldn't knit for myself until I got those done.
I will teach you to knit.
Yeah, that's me too.
If you want the things, which is why my mom is now learning how to knit socks.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying I wouldn't knit socks for my mom, but I think we needed to teach the value of the time and the yarn first.
Yeah, I agree.
I think once you understand, then you can go on. I think that would be, see, you're seeing the train go. Yes, that would be my biggest pet peeve. Can you make me this for this amount? Or seeing knitting as a skill to profit off of.
Yeah.
No, this is my therapy. If I didn't have yarn, and I'm speaking 100% all honesty, no pretenses, if I didn't have yarn, I don't know where my life would be right now. Because it has kept me completely sane.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. Which is why I have baskets full of yarn right now.
YOLO.
Which I love. I'm not complaining. I am blessed to be able to be in a position where I can have an abundance of things. Yeah. So someone asked, and this is our last question, what are you looking forward to making sometime this year?
Well, what am I looking forward to making sometime this year? I don't know, because I don't really, like, I plan my projects ahead of time, but also, like, I don't plan my projects ahead of time.
So, like, there's really not a queue.
I mean, I have, like, a little bit of a queue, but it's, like, But I don't know, I guess maybe actually making a pattern this year is what I'm looking forward to. Like, I know I'm designing that shawl, but like, I don't know if I'll actually put that pattern out or not. Just because like I've decided I want to knit it for my grandma. So I just want, I don't know, I haven't decided.
I'm like, what am I looking forward to? It's not really like a, did it say project? Or just what are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to? It's just making this year. Okay, so this has nothing to really do with knitting, but more of a lifestyle. So it's making a lifestyle for myself.
I think me too.
I want to live, and I say this every year, I've had journals from like college where I'm like, I want to live a more creatively satisfying life.
Yeah.
And if that means knitting, which I very much enjoy, or getting back into making art jewelry, or metalsmithing, or collages,
or
drawing, I want to create more of a creative life. So I
one
think
that's sustainable and that can last.
Yeah, I definitely want something that I can make it a habit and live a more creative, fulfilling life.
Yeah.
Like there's this book that Jess got, and it's called, what is it called?
It's called Making a Life.
Making a Life. And that is so inspiring. And I want more of that. Like I want to express myself more in the knitting that I do, and the clothing that I wear, and the makeup that I put on, and the, you know, the art that I have on my walls, and the comic books. Like I have a mix of like high art and comic book art and original drawings, and so does she. And I love color, and I just want that to continue in my everyday life.
Yeah, and it's also learning to be okay with with what you like.
Yes, which for the longest time being,
I think with being twins, you know what I mean? Like we felt like we couldn't be the same because we needed to be different.
We needed to
have some individuality.
Which is funny because we're sitting here and we are very different.
Yeah.
Like you're here in your Disney Spirit jersey and I'm here in my little vintage blouse.
Right. And like we are different, but is it because we put those constraints on ourselves?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I just want to be okay with creating the life that I want.
Yeah.
So I think that is going to be the project. I know that that's kind of like a cop-out. So if you do want to know like a knitting thing that I'm really looking forward to, I have this. I bought 3 skeins of yarn from Lindsay, sprinkled fibers, and there is this cute little top by Born and Raised, and it's called the Sprinkled Lindsay, and I've been wanting to make that for the longest time, and I couldn't find the right yarn, and then she did like a fade, and it's meant to be worn with a fade, so I'm really looking forward to that. So in case you really wanted like a knitting one, there's the knitting one that I am looking forward to, but I also want more of a creative life. I'm like, also, okay, let me think of like a real knitting one. I'm thinking maybe my Andrea Mowry like mini shift. Oh yeah, because that was my first spin cycle that I ever bought, and I'm just, we'll see. Like I really want to work on it, but also like I'm also working on my my Find Your Fade. Find Your Fade. Yeah. So. That's gonna, you guys, that's gonna be an epic fade. I hope so. Oh no, it is. So far it looks good, so I'm happy. It looks real good. I'm happy. I just gotta work on it. All right. So those were all of our questions. Yes. Thank you to everybody who asked questions and responded. We appreciate it because it makes this a little bit more fun. And we're gonna do like a little giveaway because we hit 400. Yeah, and we're excited. It's a big number. That's crazy to me. I know. I didn't not that I didn't expect for people to watch. Yeah, but it's nice and surprising that you guys care enough to watch. Yeah, which is so nice. So we picked up this Year of Gifts by Kelborn Woolens. And it is this cute little beret in just blue. Kind of. It's like a whole little kit. It has the skein of yarn, the instructions, the pattern, everything in it. And this is honey hand bar. It is done by a local artist, maker, and a friend.
Yes.
She is fantastic. She raises her own bees or keeps her own bees.
Yes.
And does weaving and spinning and carding.
She's who we want to be when we grow up.
Yes.
We love Anne.
We do love Anne. So we're gonna do this little kit, this beret kit, and this little lotion bar as a giveaway, because we're just excited. And we want you to comment below and tell us what you're looking forward to in 2021. So it doesn't need to be knitting related. If you want to, it can be. But I just want to throw some optimism out there, and just with the vaccines finally rolling out and summer, you know, spring and summer around the corner.
Yeah. We're going on the up and up.
We're going on the up and up. So I am excited, and I just want to know what you guys
are excited for. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you do have to be subscribed, because we will be checking, because it is for our 400 subscribers.
Yes.
So that's just
the only thing. But that's okay, because we're happy to have you here. And with that, thank you. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, same nitty time, same nitty channel.
Bye.
Bye.